Assalamu alaikum. Hope you all are fine. Today we have our topic drug interaction. When we talk about drug interaction, it means that drug is interacting with any other drug or any substance or any medical condition that is basically affecting the way of the drug through which the drug is producing its effect in the body. So we can say that drug interaction is a change in the way a drug acts in the body when it is taken with certain other drugs or herbs or foods or when taken with certain medical conditions. Such interaction may affect the efficacy of the drug, which can be more or less, so making the drug more or less effective. And it can also result an undesired effect of the drug or can produce the toxicity of the drug when it is taken with other drug or any substance, which can be food or herbs or a condition that is producing drug interaction. Before going further in detail of the drug interaction, we must know and have a glance over the role of pharmacists in the area of drug interaction. So the pharmacists have well-grounded knowledge about drug interaction, whether dispensing medicines or whether they are advising. They must have a profound knowledge about each and every aspect of the drug interaction to ensure the patient well-being. And it is also an area where pharmacists' expertise, their valuable knowledge of pharmacology can be recognized and appreciated by other healthcare professionals, because pharmacists are supposed to be drug specialists and they know how to identify the drug interaction and how to manage the drug interaction consequences which are resulted to by drug interaction. There are also the personnel who provide the valuable strategy to screen the drug interaction and to advise on the management of drug interaction and to manage the consequences which are resulted due to drug interaction, whether at the patient bedside or as a part of dispensing process or on selling of medicines. They are responsible to detect the drug interaction when they are taken with other pharmacological active therapies. So they are responsible to check the interaction signs and symptoms and to tackle the consequences of drug interaction. That's why they are also responsible for monitoring of potential drug interaction, and they are also responsible to advise the patient regarding proper use of medicines to avoid the consequences of drug interaction. They can also, or they are responsible to educate the patient on food and beverage to avoid when they are taken with certain medicine if they have potential to cause drug interaction. And they also advise the patient in certain disease condition which are precipitating the drug toxicity or drug harmful effect. And pharmacists also are the personnel who have up-to-date information about drug and food interaction to ensure the patient safety. And how they are doing this, they counsel the patient to avoid such consequences which can be resulted as drug interaction. So when we summarize all such information, so we can define the drug interaction as it is pharmacological activity of one drug which is altered by the concomitant use of another drug or by the presence of some other substances. This substance can be any other drug, food, supplement, or it can also be a medical condition which can interact with the drug and the results, the effects, which can be a decrease in the drug action or an increase in the drug action, or it can be an unwanted effect, that is adverse effect, which can be even the new adverse effect or known effect. When we talk about the drug interaction, the two terms are important to be known: object drug and precipitant. The object drug is that drug which is affected by such interaction, while the precipitant is that agent which is precipitating or causing such interaction. So what is the net effect of the drug interaction? The net effect of drug interaction can be generally quantitative, means increase or decrease of the effect, or it can be seldom quantitative, means rapid or slower effect, or the precipitation of newer or the increase of known adverse effect. So outcome of the drug interaction are mostly undesirable, causing harmful effect, and they are rarely desirable or beneficial. How it is possible? Take some examples. The beneficial or well-recognized interaction which do not pose any undue risk of the patient, such as amoxicillin with clavonic acid, which comes in the market in the name of by the name of Augmentin. In such case, amoxicillin is not deteriorating or not producing its side effect or any unwanted adverse effect with presence of clavonic acid. Rather, the clavonic acid is minimizing the side effect of the amoxicillin, and in such a way it is important combination and producing its positive effect and increase the efficacy of amoxicillin. On the other hand, the harmful or unintended interaction include antagonism, where the effect of the drug is minimized or reduced by the presence of another drug, or the loss of therapeutic effect. The drug which uh, which is which is used for its therapeutic effect, when taken with another drug, their therapeutic loss, their therapeutic effect is lost, and there may be toxicity which can be produced when it is taken with another drug due to its increased bioavailability and so on. Let us see some factors which are responsible or which can make drug interaction possible and contributing to drug interaction. These include multiple drug therapy. When the patient has multiple drugs, so it is more chances to produce or to have drug interaction. Multiple prescribers. If the patient has a prescription from one prescriber and other for other disease, he or she is also having another prescription by another prescriber. So the different prescribers having different suggesting different prescription to the patient, and these multiple prescriptions can produce or can be resulted in serious consequences of drug interaction because of multiple therapies. And that's why important to take complete medical information before prescribing a new prescription to the patient. And multiple pharmacological effect of the drug. It is also very important to know the multiple pharmacological effect of the drug. In such case, if there is multiple pharmacological effect, so there is more chances that one of the effect can be precipitating the use of concomitant drug. And multiple disease condition can also be responsible to produce drug interaction. There can be poor patient compliance. It is also a factor where the patient are not adhering their prescription or their dosage regimen. There is also chance of drug interaction. Another case or other factor such as advanced age of the patient also producing or also showing its increased potential to produce drug interaction, because in advanced age, patient organism or system are deteriorating and response to the drug, and their metabolizing capacity is also decreasing. So the chances of toxicity or adverse drug interaction also increase. The last factor, drug-related factors. The drug itself has many factors or parameters which can be involved in drug interaction, like their metabolism, their absorption pattern, and their their pharmacokinetic patterns can also interact with other drug and has potential to show their drug interaction when they are taken with certain other drugs or in certain medical condition or with certain herbs or food. So there can be drug-related factor which are responsible for drug interaction. How the drug interaction is occurred. So it is important to know about the mechanism through which the drug is producing its interaction with other substances. They are include three types of interaction, or the mechanism of drug interaction can be of three types, and we can also say that according to the mechanism of drug interaction, we can classify them into three classes. That is pharmaceutical interaction, pharmacokinetic interaction, and pharmacodynamic interaction. In case of pharmaceutical interaction, it is also called incompatibility. Why? It is a physiochemical interaction which is occur when the drug are mixed in IV infusion, so can cause precipitation or inactivation of active principle, which is responsible for the pharmacological action. And such interaction occur prior to systemic administration. So it can occur at manufacturing process or at clinical process by mixing two or more drugs in the same container. Chemical or physical interaction results in pharmacological loss. For example, ampicillin, chlorpromazine, and barbiturate interact with dextran in the solution when they are taken. So these drugs are broken down. In practice, these in vitro interactions are usually occur in injectable drugs when they are mixed in same syringes or infusion bottle. Take some examples. Diazepam with infusion fluid cause precipitation. Phenytoin with infusion fluid causing precipitation. Heparin hydrocortisone causing inactivation of heparin. Kanamycin and hydrocortisone causing inactivation of kanamycin, whereas carbapenicillin and gentamicin, when taken together, causing mixing, causing inactivation of gentamicin. So it's all about pharmaceutical interaction. Let's come towards pharmacokinetic interaction. As we know, pharmacokinetic parameters include absorption, distribution, metabolism, and excretion. So the interactions which involve such parameters, absorption, distribution, metabolism, and excretion of the drug, These are called pharmacokinetic interaction. So we can classify pharmacokinetic interaction as absorption interaction, distribution interaction, metabolism interaction, and excretion interaction. So first of all, we can see absorption interaction. The change in the absorption or alter of absorption by different mechanism occur. So the net effect of such interaction can be faster or slower drug absorption, or it can be more or less complete drug absorption. An important drug interaction that lead to the modification of absorption are usually associated with gastrointestinal tract. So let us see the major mechanism which are affecting the absorption of drug in the GI. It includes complexation, alteration in gastrointestinal pH, alteration in gut motility, alteration of gastrointestinal microflora, and malabsorption syndrome. So first of all, see complexation. The complex formation, which is occur as a result of drug interaction. When the ionic drug is taken with heavy metals, they form complex, which is poorly soluble salt, and they do not dissolve, so not absorb in the body. Ultimately, their effect in the body or their bioavailability is decreased. So the net effect is the failure of their pharmacological effect. Take an example as tetracycline. When the tetracycline is taken with iron preparations or dairy product like milk, so it has calcium ion, which form complex with tetracycline, which is unabsorbable complex because it is not dissolved, so it is not absorbed in the body, ultimately reducing the bioavailability of tetracycline, and its therapeutic effect is decreased. Similarly, when the tetracycline is taken with antacid, which is containing aluminium or magnesium hydroxide, so again, this aluminium and magnesium form complex with tetracycline, and its absorption is decreased by GI, and it is decreased by even 85% from the GI due to the formation of complex or due to chelation. So now come to next factor, which is producing its effect in the drug absorption, that is alteration in gastrointestinal pH. First, we have to make it clear that ionic drugs are not absorbed and they are excreted out. They are unable to easily pass the lipid barrier or the GI barrier, while the anionic form of drug are lipophilic and cross the lipid barrier or cross the GI and are easily absorbed. So the acidic drug required acidic medium to be absorbed. In acidic medium, they are not ionized and absorbed easily. And similarly, if the drug is basic, so required basic medium for the absorption. So when ketoconazole, which is an acidic drug taken with antacid, so the antacid is responsible for increasing the GI pH. So if the gastric pH is increased, so the drug is not absorbed fully and there is decrease in dissolution, so decrease in absorption of ketoconazole, because if there is no favorable acidic medium for dissolution and absorption of ketoconazole. Similarly, when H2 antagonists are taken with ketoconazole, these H2 antagonists are also responsible to increase the gastric pH. Again, due to this interaction, there is decreased dissolution and absorption of ketoconazole from GI. So when there is decreased absorption of the drug, ultimately the result will be failure of the therapeutic response of drug or therapeutic efficacy of ketoconazole. So it's all about the GI pH effect on absorption. Now come to third factor, that is alteration in gut motility. Those drugs which is causing rapid gastric emptying means the contact of the drug in GI is reduced and increase in the intestine, and drug is absorbing in intestine. Such drugs are affecting by the drug which is causing rapid gastric emptying. Let us see an example. Metoclopramide, that is anti-emetic drug. It is responsible to increase the gastric emptying. So when it is taken with aspirin, diazepam, and levodopa, so there is increased rate of absorption because the drug comes fast in intestine and more time is the drug is spent in the intestine and more the rate of absorption is increased. So it is affecting the bioavailability of the drug, and the serum concentration of such drug may be increased. Another example, that is anticholinergic drugs, which is causing a delay in gastric emptying. So decrease gastric emptying occur, and the drug are more in contact in stomach as compared to intestine. In such case, when these anticholinergic drugs are taken with lithium or levodopa, so there is decrease in the rate of absorption, which can result in decreased bioavailability of this drug, that is lithium or levodopa, which is not then producing its therapeutic effect properly, or there is more or less there is less absorption in the serum, or their efficacy will be reduced. Now, another factor, that is alteration of gastrointestinal microflora. Intestinal microflora population is very important in the drug handling. Some drugs can alter the normal microflora or microorganism population in the large intestine. So we can say that is an important role in the drug handling. It can be understood by an example as broad spectrum antibiotic destroying the microflora in the intestine. So in such case, when these drugs are taken with oral contraceptive, which require the microflora, which is responsible of bond cleaving and resulting in free estrogen to be absorbed from the GI. If this broad spectrum antibiotic disturb or destroy such microflora, so free estrogen availability to absorb from the GI is not available. So in such scenario, the bioavailability of estrogen will be reduced, so resulting failure of oral contraceptive effect. Similarly, take another example. which is digoxin. In case of digoxin, and when it is taken with antibiotic, which is again responsible for reducing the gut microflora, and in such case, the antibiotic which is required for inactivation of digoxin are not available because the digoxin is nanotherapeutic drug and they are not fully absorbed. A part of it is absorbed, normally 20-30%. If these microflora are not available for inactivating the digoxin, so there is increased bioavailability of digoxin, and so the chances of toxicity of digoxin is increased. So it is all about the effect of microflora on the absorption of drug. Another factor, that is malabsorption syndrome. Malabsorption syndrome can also reduce the absorption of the drug. Take an example like vitamin A, B12, and digoxin when taken with neomycin. So neomycin causing inhibition of absorption of such drug due to malabsorption. So the efficacy is reduced, and it's and about factors or mechanism responsible for affecting the absorption of the drug from the GI. Now in the next class, we will see further mechanisms which are involved in drug interactions, a part of pharmacokinetic parameters and pharmacodynamic parameters. Inshallah. Okay, it's all about today's class. Allah Hafiz.